Every major civilization tells the story of the water. Noah, Utnapishtim, the Maya traditions all feature a cataclysmic deluge that swallows the known world. Many modern readings treat these accounts as echoes of localized weather events. Renaissance philosophers, however, approached these myths as maps of the psyche, tracing a specific path for the soul's refinement. In the Greek tradition, this sequence is preserved within the myth of Deucalion and Pyrrha. Recorded by classical authors, most famously in Ovid's Metamorphoses, it chronicles the total immersion of a corrupted earth. To an alchemist, the narrative provides the sequence of operations required for a systemic spiritual overhaul, the transition from the leaden weight of the old humanity to a vitalized spiritual core. The myth begins with humanity at its nadir. During the Bronze Age, the earth was heavy with cruelty and impiety. Observing this rot, Zeus commands the heavens to open, deciding to wash away the contamination and wipe the earthly slate clean. In the language of Hermetic alchemy, this deluge represents the nigredo, or the black work. It is the stage known as solve, dissolution. The rigid, corrupted structures of the old self must be broken down into a fluid, undifferentiated state, returning to primal matter. New growth cannot occur on contaminated ground. Absolute destruction is a mechanical prerequisite for creation. The apocalypse operates differently here. The flood acts not as a divine punishment born of wrath, but as a severe, necessary step of purification. The old, calcified self is dissolved so that something entirely new might take its place. Total destruction requires a survivor to carry the seed of the next world. Forewarned by his father Prometheus, Deucalion builds a means of escape. In Hermetic terms, Deucalion embodies the active philosophical principle, the conscious sulfur that drives transformation. Beside him, Pyrrha plays the receptive lunar matrix, divine Sophia. Together, they form a single entity. Transformation requires the deliberate union of active force and receptive container to master the universal flood's raw chaos. Deucalion and Pyrrha function as the preserved divine seed, the necessary conscious components for the next iteration of existence. As the cosmic ocean drowns the earth, the couple survives by taking refuge inside a larnax, a sealed wooden chest. They float upon the waters, gathering the heavenly dew of a ruined world. The Hermetic counterpart to this arc is the Athanor, the sealed brick-and-mortar furnace for chemical operations. Both demonstrate the esoteric rule of incubation. The initiate must be hermetically sealed in an insulated chamber while the external world dissolves into chaos. The ark is the sacred laboratory of the soul. It is the only space where the raw materials of existence can safely gestate while the ultimate catastrophe runs its course outside. After 9 days, the torrential rains finally cease. The floodwaters recede, leaving the sealed chest resting safely on the slopes of Mount Parnassus. Seeking a way to repopulate the barren earth, the couple consults the ancient oracle of Themis. They are given a cryptic command: cover your heads and throw the bones of your mother behind you. Pyrrha recoils at the apparent sacrilege, but Deucalion approaches the riddle philosophically. He deduces that the Great Mother refers to Gaia, the earth itself, and that her bones are the unyielding stones scattered across the ground. Veiling their faces, they gather the rocks and cast them over their shoulders. As the rough stones strike the wet earth, they soften and transmute, taking on the shape of a new, hardened race of human beings. This emergence of life from inert mineral became a central pillar of Western esoteric thought, distinguishing the Greek account from its regional counterparts through this specific focus on mineral transformation. This birth from stone illustrates coagula, the stage where purified elements regain solidity. Because they were born from the unyielding foundations of the earth, this new race was characterized by a specific durability, the first step toward a more resilient human template. Gaia's bones represent the lapis philosophorum, the philosopher's stone. They symbolize the immortal divine essence that remains intact and incorruptible, hidden deep within base matter. This exact metaphor resonates in later initiatory traditions. Freemasonry, for example, grounds its central allegory in the arduous labor of striking away the flaws of a rough ashlar to reveal the geometric precision of a perfect cubic stone. The myth of Deucalion and Pyrrha leaves a demanding legacy. It teaches that true rebirth is impossible without total dissolution. It challenges the seeker to let the corruptions of the old self wash away, so they might finally transform their own inner, inert stone into living spirit.